Oh, they got all of us all the way on up is what's going on. We don't give a about no new COVID strain, United States government. We don't give a Biden, you ass still got to get the on out. You still got to pack your bags and get the If I got to come to the White House and move you out myself, you still got to get the on out. Point blank, period. We don't give a about no new COVID strain. I was just thinking the other day, I hadn't heard Nathan about COVID. And then boom, here come a new COVID strain. We know that this shit is for the elections. We already know. We not dumb no more. Thank you, TikTok and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram for allowing us to get up here and find out the truth amongst one another. Cause you still gonna get the out Biden.
Yo, we thought we were done with the whole mass foolishness, but it looks like they're making a comeback. And the question is, will you comply? And I can't believe this. But apparently, just a while ago, like I said, about 2 weeks ago, I think it was, at college in Atlanta, Georgia, I think it was Spelman or one of those schools. But anyway, they reinstated mask mandates for everyone on their campus, you know, due to the whole variant, B something. I can't recall what it was, B2K, something like that, or whatever you want to call it. But when that story dropped, I was like, I'm not going to talk about this unless I hear something more or something different from a high official, because I thought it was a, typical overreaction and paranoia, because I know society, at least American society, on a wide scale, have to admit, it's pretty dumb and vulnerable. But I was like, can't be this dumb to all this, fall for this mask mandate and vaccine stuff again. And lo and behold, the White House just announced new vaccine shots.
When updated COVID shots become available in mid-September, we've heard from the FDA and CDC. They announced this last week that there will be new vaccines are we in September? Next month, mid-September. We will be encouraging all Americans to get updated COVID vaccines, and also let's not forget the RSV. Let's not forget the influenza shots as well. All are very critical and important, so we'll be encouraging Americans to do that. And vaccinations, as we all know, as you've heard us say from here, against COVID-19 remains the safest protection for avoiding hospitalization, long-term health outcomes, and death. And so this is why we're going to encourage Americans to make sure they keep up to date with their vaccine.
Now, look, if anyone out there want to get a vaccine shot, a booster shot, or whatever, hey, that's okay with me. As they say, your body, your choice. My issue is when it comes to being forced to get it or being forced to wear a mask, because then, just like how it was, it was like 2-3 years ago. That's when the government becomes authoritarians and allow people who are, for the vax and for the mask mandates, it allows them to engage into a form of like fascism, where they feel validated to encroach onto other people's boundaries by telling them that they must wear a mask or, they must get the shot. Like, what? Or else you're not being a good American citizen. Come on, man. And the premises of their disdain for people who don't abide by their orders, it makes absolutely no sense. Because think about it. If you get the vax, the jab, and it's supposedly 100% safe and reliable, then what does it matter to you if somebody else doesn't get the vax or doesn't want to wear a mask? It made no sense. That's why the mandate shouldn't even matter. I mean, it's funny how my body, my choice is thrown out the window when it comes to this issue. But when it comes to abortion, whoo, the hypocrisy. Damn. Now, first, looking at the numbers, because like they say, you got to follow the money, and as you can see from year to date numbers, Big Pharma has been losing money this year. But you know what? I think it's more than that. As like the lady said at the beginning of this video, is that all this has to be drumming up due to the election season approaches us next year. Because I say that because if there's one thing that's more divisive than Trump to the liberal media, it's the whole beer bug pandemic issue. I mean, that divides a country. You know, they know the power that be that is. They know in order to have control, you have to have the people divided. And I don't know about you guys, but the whole mask mandate issue, to me, it brought the worst in people. Because, of course, with the jab, you know, no one knows if you got it or not. But, you know, some people did lie that they did get it when they didn't. And with the whole social distancing thing, that wasn't practical because, you know, there are times when you can't social distance, like if you're on a bus or, you know, any form of, you know, public transportation. So that made no sense. But with the mask, everybody sees it. And it brought out the worst from the mask police, the people that went insane.
Across the country, tense moments caught on camera as more businesses enforce new rules to stop the spread of the virus. This customer at a Miami Beach Publix went on an explicit rant after being denied entrance for not wearing a mask.
I finally got lawsuit.
In Alabama, an off-duty officer was seen body slamming a woman at a Walmart when she allegedly refused to wear a mask. It's also getting violent at places enforcing social distancing. Police arrested a 25-year-old who they say pushed a Texas park ranger who was telling a group to stay 6 feet apart.
Also tonight, new video of a fight aboard a Valley flight. An Allegiant passenger refusing to wear his mask, leading to this scuffle.
Well, that's up to them. They can tell me to leave if they want.
You're an asshole. I hope your mother gets sick and dies. And your kids too.
You hope people die?
I hope your kids do because they should have a mask on.
You hope more kids die.
Just go. You're an asshole.
You made the little girl cry.
Huh?
You made the little girl cry.
Yeah. They should wear masks.
Well, if they're too young.
No, they're not too young. They're like 12 years old.
Man, look at that foolishness. Crazy, man. People will go ape shit over not wearing a mask. I mean, really, you know, it's really not that serious. You know, but I mean, I personally, I even had my, you know, mask coming to Jesus moment. I remember it was like late 2021 or early 2022. I was in a CVS here in Texas. And at that time, they didn't have no mask mandate or any requirements. So I went to CVS with no mask. And I remember I was in the aisle looking at supplements and vitamins. And there was a lady standing not too far from me. So I turned around, looked at her, said hello. And I said, did you want me to step out of the way so you could, you know, look at the shelves as well? And she just looked at me and said, no, you're not wearing a mask. And I was like, okay. She said, you should go to the front to the cashier and get a mask. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm a grown man. You don't tell me what to do. And she said, and she started going off about the numbers and how I'm causing things to be worse for America and being, well, she said Texas, I think. I'm making things worse for everybody around me. And I just ignored her. I was like, lady, I ain't got time for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm shopping here looking for some stuff for myself. I ain't got time for this. But then she kept going on and on. So I just said to her, I said, look, if you want, I'll step away so you could go ahead, get what you need off the shelf, and that'll be it. That didn't help. She just kept going on and on and on. You're not wearing a mask. Mask needs to be worn because of the infections that you are put out into the air and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, lady, I ain't got time for this. And then finally, a few people started gathering around because she was getting louder. Like she was like preaching to me. So I was getting upset. And I thought about what my mother told me like years ago when I was a young kid. You know, growing up in New York, we used to take the subway from Brooklyn to Queens or from Brooklyn to Manhattan. And, you know, a lot of crazy people come on the train every so now and then. And my mother always tell me, don't engage with crazy people. Do not engage with them. But if they cross the line and engage with you, then you got to fight crazy with crazy. And that's what I did there. So I turned around to the lady because she kept going on and on. And I just saw coughing in front of her face. I was like, and I did it for like about maybe like 30 seconds. Then she finally shut up and walked away. I mean, I couldn't believe I had to get to that point just to get this lady to shut up and get out of my face. But that just tells you, these people, they go crazy with this mask thing. And I'm afraid it's going to happen again and cause a huge division within America once again, especially next year with elections coming up. But yeah, so this whole mask mandate at this college, and the new B2K variant, whatever it is, and the White House issuing a statement for us Americans to get updated on our shots, just warns us that we got to go back into this pandemic jungle and fight our ways out again. They say in order to beat the enemy, you have to confuse them. And we, the people, we are the ones being confused because apparently we are the enemies of the state, because this makes no logical sense. Apparently it's not supposed to make sense because it made no sense to wear a mask. It's just stupid. But let me know. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, are you going to wear your mask again?